What's up, everybody? How you doing? As promised, today is Wednesday, and I'm going to show you guys a basic tutorial on OBS. Now, as you can see, I have a bunch of scenes here. This is what I use, so we're just going to use teacher right now just to kind of show some stuff. I got to get my my chat open here real quick, and I just want to do this because, you know, I got a bunch of you guys amazingly on the stream as well, wanting to know how to do this, and I want to hook you guys up. I want to show you how to do this. I'm going to walk you through the steps. I'm going to show you how to put a game on there. I'm going to show you basically all this stuff you need to know, and this is going to be towards, you know, like, I'll give you advice what to do towards low-end computers, towards higher-end computers. Like, mine's a mid-grade computer. It's not the best, but, you know, it's definitely what works for me. And then GFN and Melon, how you guys doing? All right, so as you can see here, this is OBS and what it looks like. Now, the only difference is I got a bunch of scenes here, okay? Now, whenever you do anything in OBS, make a new profile. So for that, you just click profile right here, hit new, you can duplicate. Like, I have these already pre-programmed for where I stream. I put teacher, just a new one. Because this way, like, I can click, you know, Flexor and I can stream on Flexor. I can click Twitch and it's already programmed for Twitch. You know, because certain different things require different different settings. So, well, for this teacher purpose, we're gonna just kind of tailor it to YouTube. So your source, this is where everything gets kind of weird, right? So the first thing you're gonna want to do is you want to add. Does this work for Mac? GMFan, I believe it does. I did see that you have a Mac. I think it does. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have one. And if it doesn't, we're gonna I'll help you figure that one out, all right? But OBS should be available to download, I'm pretty sure, for Mac as well. Pretty sure. But anyway, so OBS, if you just got this thing brand new, if you're wondering why mine looks dark, is because in the general tab, you have dark. There's different things. So, like, it'll look like this. I like it dark better, especially because I stream at night. It's just easier on the eyes. So there's that. Okay, just to shoot that out there. So again, this is gonna look a little weird because this right here, this is my preview mirror. So like if I preview this page or this screen, it's gonna look wonky, but I'll go over that. So basically I'm going to add because you got all this input, audio, browser, game capture. So game capture is okay, but it's really not ideal. So I would do Windows capture for games if you just want to show the game. Or you can do, like, for instance, if you did Windows capture, right? I'll just name it teacher, right? Just so it doesn't mess with my stuff. You name it whatever you want. Oh, okay, fine. Teacher 1. And then, see right here, this is my Firefox open, and this is my actual, like, chat, what's going on right now. And I could select this to anything. Like, I can set it up to my Discord, right? And it'll show you the Discord. I could show you, I guess it doesn't work too well, but like my live dashboard, right? Like my YouTube thing, and it'll just change it to whatever you need it to be. So this will also work for games, you know what I mean? If you wish to have it games. When you're in here, you know, you have this, you can drag it, and it just kind of goes like this, and it's very frustrating. So I'm gonna go over this several times. So you could right click this here and you could transform it. I always suggest doing stretch to screen, and this is why. So once you do this, you have the full option to do whatever the hell you want. So that's what I do with my overlay. Like, it's something like this. So here's like my top overlay and here's my bottom overlay, and then that way you see all the game and it doesn't cut everything off. So Windows capture is not bad. I like Windows capture because that does work it. So let me give you an example. So let me remove this here. So I'm gonna kind of just minimize this a little bit, put it to the side here. I'm gonna open up Terraria right here just to kind of show you guys, because you can open that up in window mode. So I can kind of mess with that and show you that kind of stuff too, because I know a lot of you guys play that. And then we're gonna go into like recording settings and all that stuff, and you know how to set everything up. So right now this is default at 30 FPS. I'm not streaming at that, but we'll go over that in just a little bit once I get like a game going on. I just want to show that to you guys if it's gonna load for me. That might take a minute. It's fine. So until that opens up, we'll just continue to mess with the Windows capture. And if you're not wanting to do Windows capture, you can actually do like video capture device. This would be where your Elgato is, or like your webcams and stuff. I'm using them, so I can't add them. 1 FPS, bro. I'll help you, like for real. So that's how you would add like an Elgato or something like that, and that's pretty simple. Like if you just did that, you'd get this option here. And for the Elgato guys, like you'll have this Elgato Game Capture HD or this one with the weird numbers. Use the one with the weird numbers. It works way better. Trust me. It works fantastic. So I'm hearing Terraria is running. So let me go into settings real quick. You guys are probably hearing it right now. Back, video, resolution. Hold on. I'm trying to look for Windows mode. I know there's a way you could do that. And if your computer can't keep up with it, a smaller window, it would help, right? So here, I'm gonna kind of move this over here. We got sorry, hold on. I got other pop-ups showing up. Come on, buddy. It moved halfway and it doesn't like me going the rest of the way. Come on. Whatever. It's there. You can see half of it. I don't know why it's not letting me drag it for the rest of it. But, so you can kind of... That's really weird. Whatever. Okay. So there's Terraria. You see half of it. So, for this one here... Just to do the Windows capture. You just do game or whatever you want to call it, right? And then you would actually be able to see it here. So now you have Terraria here, but it's showing up in its native resolution, right? So now if you did that, like the transform and the stretch of screen like I mentioned, it'll make it bigger. Now if this doesn't look super amazing, you can always right click here, go to scale filtering, because it was smaller and I'm stretching it out. And then if you hit last close, like it'll actually make it look a little better. So that'll help your stream, right? How do you connect to your YouTube? I will show you that. We got to get to the basics. You got to get this on your computer. So now that you have your game on here, right? So it's going to share your desktop audio. If you're playing PC games, it'll actually like go lower and show you like an Elgato sound. So like I'm going to bring mine over. So this is what I'm actually streaming with right now. I know, like psychedelic, right? So like here you can see me talking, right? I have the webcam muted because it has a microphone built into. And then you got Elgato here, but it's not displaying any sound right now because like I'm using a PC for sound, not for this, but you'll see that going to. And then you can adjust these sliders based on your volume levels. So you always want to make sure like your voice is higher than your game so people can hear you. All right, now that that's all confusing, let's move that out of the way. Okay, so now you got your game. Hey Margus, what's up, me? So now you got your game here, right? And you're streaming your game. If you want to add a webcam, again, that's just a video capture device, and then you can name it webcam. You add your webcam. So let's just say I was doing webcam 1. Just because I have a webcam, you'd actually select your webcam, and then that's how it would open up. And again, since mine's open up on my stream, it'll look funny. But for your webcam, right? Seeing as me. If you're wondering what these green bars are, I'm actually trimming it. So you could transform that, you can edit transform, and you can actually crop the image so you can show what you want to show. Because like mine's way bigger, but I only want to show me, so I shrink it down. So that's how you do that. Just so you guys know. So anyways, let's move that over again. Whole psychedelic image right there. So, I know, right? So now that we're at this part, right? So here's your settings. This is some of the most important stuff I can go over, okay? Your streaming surface, you know, let's just say you want to go to YouTube or Twitch. You're going to want to get your stream key, since I happen to have YouTube open. Again, I'm not going to share, what my stream key is. But whenever you're in the live dashboard, so this is just youtube.com/live_dashboard, right? This is where you need to set everything up. Right here is it's going to show my stream name, okay? So I would actually hit reveal, copy that code, right? And then I would post that code right here in the stream key. Now the reason you don't want anybody to know that is, let's say you had my stream key, you could stream whatever you wanted on my channel because you wouldn't need passwords or anything. So you want to protect that. Don't let people know that. So then once you enter your stream key, I'm just typing random stuff in there so you can see something in there. You know what I mean? It wouldn't even show it unless you hit show. You know what I mean? And then you'd hit apply. So that'd be your stream key, right? So hold on, I gotta open up chat again. Where is my chat? Oh, there it is. I moved it. Okay, cool. So now that that's there, what you would do here, and this is your output. Select this to advanced. It gives you more options, right? Now, CBR is your constant bit rate. That's what you're telling your computer, hey, this is what I'm going to upload. This is what I want to produce. Your encoder, if it's X264, this is just your I'm sorry, it's your processor. It's your basic processor. So if you have like a older computer that doesn't have like a graphics card, you're only going to have the X264. And again, for Mac, I don't know if it's different. I think it's the same. But if you have the NVIDIA, like I have an NVIDIA graphics card, like it'll be this. If you have AMD, it'll say something Radeon or something like that. Now, everybody says that with a lower bit rate, you'll get better quality out of the graphics, which is true, but it does add stress to your computer. So if your computer is having a hard time keeping up with this and you're getting a high CPU usage, see right here, I'm rocking like a really low percentage. So if you're anywhere above like 50%, that's going to make your game lag. You're going to drop frames. It's going to be terrible. So what I would recommend doing is, if it's available to you, is actually select this encoder here, right? And you have different settings for streaming, recording. So like, let's just say you can only stream at like a 1500 bit rate, which is roughly if you had a 1.5 megabit upload speed, but you wanted to record it at a much higher rate, you could use this and record it higher, which if you're recording, I recommend going to MKV, and then you're basically encoder, you would select that constant bit rate. You want to go something high, man, like 20,000 or something for good quality, you know what I mean? Because that'll make a huge difference. Elgato, it's a capture device. Like here, I'll show you. I have two, so I'm not using one right now. So this is a Elgato H60, and what it is it basically, like if you're going to play on a PlayStation 4, you're going to need a capture device. So it basically allows the HDMI cable to go into this device, come out of that device so you can see it, and it converts it to USB so your computer can see it as well. So that's what a capture device is. So if you're playing on consoles, you'll need a capture device, but if you're doing PC, you can just do it straight off of your computer and you're fine. So to find out what bit rate you should use when you stream, for that one, I very highly recommend going to speedtest.net, and I'm going to pull that up right now so you guys can see that. So this is a cool website, just tells you how fast you are for free, and you hit go. Mine's going to be a little slower than it is because I'm actually streaming with it. So right now it's doing my download speed, and then it's going to do my upload speed, and your upload is really where it's at. So we're going to just wait right here until it finishes its upload speed, and then that's how we're going to determine roughly what it can be. So see right now, you know, I'm fluctuating. I don't know, I was like seeing like 8s and 12s and stuff. I get to about 20, but obviously I'm using 6 right now to stream, so that's about right. You know what I mean? But sometimes you do fluctuate, so I would use roughly half of whatever you're popping up here. So if you pop up like a 3 megabits a second, use a 1500 bit rate. If you're popping up 1, your bit rate's going to be 500 and your stream is not going to look too good. But there's things that you can do to get around that. But so basically here, let's just say I got a 1400, right? So half of that would be like, you know, 7,000, which would actually be pretty good quality, because guys, I stream anywhere between 6,000 and 8,000 on my end. So that's how you can kind of roughly see the higher bit rate. Think of it like this, right? You got a picture. The more bit rate, the more pixels you have in that picture, the less distortion it is. It'll work better for faster paced games. But games like Terraria obviously don't need a faster bit rate. So let's just say you had a 3 megabit upload speed. You just rock at 1500. So just roughly half of it, because that's just for video. It's not for audio and extra things that you do as well. And if your computer isn't as good, you want to do a lower number too. So like I like to start around like 3500 just to see if my PC can handle it and things like that. Here, this is a keyframe interval. It says automatic, but I suggest doing 2 because it just puts a 2-second delay on everything. It keeps it constant. It works well. It's not forever. For your preset, I do high quality. For profile, leave it on main. And then that's kind of how I rock this out. Audio, it's just going to show you a bunch of things like default, what your microphone is. I wouldn't really worry about changing that just yet. This is kind of important. Your base canvas is basically like what your screen is, you know what I mean? Like I have a 1080p monitor, so if that's what my canvas is, it's 1080p. And then Melon's asking, so I got an 11 megabit second for upload, what should my bit rate be? My download speed. So download doesn't really matter as much. So like if you have 11 megabit upload speed, just to try to see what your computer would do, I would do a 5,000 upload and just mess with it. Make sure it's consistent, because I used to go a little higher than half. And then that's when you guys would complain like, oh, hey, you're kind of buffering, you're kind of like cutting in and out. So I would try 5, get some feedback, and then you can adjust it from there. And you can adjust it during stream too, in case you're noticing issues, and I'll show you how to do that too. So if your base canvas is something different, like 720, you can select 720 or whatever it is. Like whatever your native resolution is on your computer will roughly be your base canvas. And then you can downscale it. So if your computer isn't that good, I would, 720 or even lower is good, because like for instance, let's just say you only get like a 1500 bit rate or a 2000 bit rate. If you did that at 1080p, it's going to look like crap. If you did it at 720, it's going to look a lot better, because a lot of people watch this on their phones anyway, and they're pretty small. So the more bit rate you have is better. So you can even rock a lower thing, but 720, I really want to try to go too much lower than that. And then for this here, this again, it just depends on how good your computer is. Lascos is the best, but if it's causing you lag issues, pop it down to bicubic. Your frames per second, if you want to rock a 60, go ahead. But again, if it doesn't look good or your computer can't keep up with it, 30 will be okay. So, you would just change it like that. And if you want to know what the 59.94 is, that's basically US. I don't know why we're not quite at 60. I even live in the US, I leave it at 60, it doesn't give me any problems. So I kind of just do that. You can set up hotkeys if you want. I don't, just because I have multiple monitors. But if you don't have multiple monitors, it would be nice to do that, because you can set up hotkeys so that when you're in the game, you press a button, it pops up, different things change. So you can make it so one button will start the stream, one button will not. Or you could just click it here on your computer and stuff. Yeah, so if you don't have multiple monitors, you do that. Honestly, what I did, bro, is like I had this open. I would click start screen, and I would just open up my game real quick and just call it a day. You know what I mean? Because if you're doing Windows capture, nobody's gonna see that anyway, unless you're just doing like your actual what's it called? Your actual like just copying your screen, like what I'm doing here. Like obviously, if I had Terraria and it was able to move, because I don't know why it's glitching out. And it was in the game, and then you would see this and you hit start and then switch it, it would just be different like that. So it's kind of how I would rock that. But yeah, so that's pretty much how you get started with the basics here. Now when you hit to, like for instance, I won't stream it just because I'm already streaming, but I'll show you some ideas of what happens. So let's just say I go to this, let's just say I'm rocking a 10,000 bit rate, right? Doing very fast here. Now, if you're stuck with the X264, right, CPU fast usage, basically if you go lower, it's going to be much better quality, but your computer is going to lag like crazy. So I don't even think my computer can keep up with a medium. So I'm going to kind of just give you an idea of what would happen, right? So, and if my stream messes up, you're gonna learn real quick. So, see, my CPU usage is at 4, so I'm gonna hit start recording, and this is probably gonna go up. So, I'm not really playing the game, so maybe if we play the game, back, single player. Stuff like that, you know, the game would play. And it's actually not doing too bad on my screen, so I guess it's okay with me recording it that fast, because it's not a Terraria is not a very graphically dependent game. But if you switch to something more graphic, like if I did like the forest, I can't even dual stream that. It's too much. But so there's that. That's kind of how that sets up, guys, and it's pretty simple. Like, I would just find the right things for you. You can not downscale a resolution, and your computer might be able to keep up with that too. It just really depends. You know what I mean? So you'll have to just play with your settings and learn what is going on. How do you do this stuff? Oh, that I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so it's all sources, right? So for instance, let's just do a text, right? So I think we're at teacher 3 now. So let's just say I want to type out shout out for the awesomeness, right? So that's there. You can move it wherever you want. But if you're wondering how do I get it to move and all that cool stuff, that's in filter. Oh, I didn't mean click properties, I'm sorry. That's in filters. You would add a filter here. And then we're gonna do scroll. And then we can do vertical speed or horizontal. So if I add horizontal speed, you'll see that it's spinning. It's going ludicrous speed, and you can just adjust it to however you like it. And then if you also notice, I'll make this a little bigger. Ooh, too big. You kind of want to put some spaces at the end, otherwise it's going to look kind of weird. It's kind of blended together, right? But this here too, you can also do the transform on it. So let's just say we're going to edit the transform, right? So if I want to crop it to the right, let's just say I type in like 150. You see how it just got shorter? But the whole thing is there. If you're not sure, you get close, you can just kind of hold this button down, and it'll slowly get slower. You know, get smaller. That's how you adjust that. If you want to, you can also, as I mentioned, I use this thing a lot. So transform, you stretch it to the screen. So this way, it literally lets you be able to do whatever you want with it. See what I mean? You could just move that out till it looks just how you want it. See? You can make it look silly, you can make it bigger. And it just adjusts pretty good. So I like that. If you want to add like videos and stuff like that, that's a media source. Teacher 4. So here you just browse your computer. You know, you get to see all the crap on my computer. So if I do my streaming stuff, say I want to throw a video of my kid in there, you know what I mean? I would select that, I hit open, and then you could loop it if you want to. You hit OK, and then there he is, right? So again, you can make this smaller, you could transform it, you can rotate it 90 degrees, you know, you can do whatever you want. You can move it. You can also do the where is it? Transform, stretch to the screen, so you can just do whatever you want with it. You know what I mean? It does mess with the orientation if you do, but you can have like a weird, creepy looking boss baby right there. Kind of actually looks pretty cool and funny like that. But yeah, it's just like whatever you want. And then you would just basically click that, turn it on and off if you want to ping it. That's kind of what I do. And then if you want to delete it, you just right click it and just hit remove. And it's that simple. You can also do this with like GIFs and things like that. So I want to show you guys a chroma key. So we're gonna actually go to my main one here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mess up my see, this is what my webcam sees. It sees my messy room right here. It sees this. It sees a little bit of my green screen. That's why I edit it to make it in there, right? But if I go into filters and I turn off the chroma key, you see my green screen. I also have a color correction, makes it look a little better, and I add sharpness to it as well, and I'll show you guys how to do that. So this doesn't look as fun, does it? Like, you got this green screen right behind me, but you're like, how do you make it disappear? And you can do this with different colors. Like, you can, like, if I can match like roughly the color of my shirt, and I can make that disappear too, but it just kind of makes the image look weird, so I'm going to show you how to do that too. So for filter, let's just add like another chroma key, right? So we're going to name it chroma key 2 because we're going to want to get rid of that later. So here you can select, you know, blue for an example. It looks weird. You're going to kind of slide it, just kind of make it look right. So now it look all weird and transparent and cool. You know what I mean? But there's just, you just kind of mess with the shaders. You just kind of learn everything. It's like, whoo, ghost broadband. Oh, black and white. I mean, you can do a lot of cool things. Like, you just really filter it out and make me look hella orange. Make me look black and white. You know what I mean? I got this weird shine on my head. My hand, part of my hands are going away. That's why they typically use green, because we don't have green in our face. You know what I mean? So if you turn that off, you add my chroma key on the way I had it set up to, it removes the green screen. Color correction just kind of darkens the color a bit, and then I add sharpness to it. And in these, you just literally hit here, and then they're in here, and it's super awesome. I hope this guys helps you out a lot. I really want to help you guys out. So remove. So it's just because I'm not going to use that. And then the sharpness, you know what I mean? Like, I like 0.10, but like if I go too crazy, like, see how it gets like kind of weird and pixelated around my glasses? It's like, it's too much. And if you don't do any at all, so like you can add just a little bit, like whatever you think looks good. So there's that. Yeah. No, I remember like Wi-Fi. That's why, like, if you have a good upload speed, like, try half of it, and if you get, like, you know what I mean? Because like, if the missus is on watching YouTube, like, that's kind of why I was crashing some days. So like, I gotta go lower than what I actually have, because like, in an ideal world, I'd have all the internets, but you know, it doesn't work that way. So we gotta share them. So there's that. So let me get rid of that thing there, so we don't have to look at the psychedelic stuff anymore. So if you want to add a GIF, again, like, you know, just like an image, it's still an image, and then we'll do, I don't remember what teacher we're on, and then like, for instance, if you go into, like, you get to see all my cool stuff I do here, my thumbnails, like I search for GIFs, right? I'll show you some cool stuff. So like, see this guy right here, right? Say we want to open them up. So see how that doesn't work like that. So again, I can go into transform, stretch the screen. But look what you could do with a chroma key, guys. Just to give you an idea, like I played with this. Like, this looks cool, but like I'm not seeing anything, right? So if I go filters, I'm gonna add a chroma key. Again, you're gonna have to tweak this out, and we're gonna go to custom color. I'm gonna select a color. I'm gonna look for a black, right? I'm gonna hit OK. I'm gonna tweak with this color. Look what just happened. Isn't that cool? So you can like remove backgrounds to things that you find, you know what I mean? And you can do some cool things with it. Now, let's just say that, I don't know, that this is too bright and I want it to be more subtle. So on the filters, you can, I believe, not the brightness, because you can mess with the brightness and the contrast and all that stuff too. You can kind of like make it brighter or like dimmer. You can do lots of cool things there, but you can also do color correction. And then you can add the opacity. So that makes it transparent. So the less this is, see how it's just becoming transparent? And then it's more apparent here. You know what I mean? Or what, you know what I'm trying to say. So now I got this cool little thing that just looks different. And then that's just like cool ways you can add cool effects to your game. Now let's just say I didn't want that there, I just wanted it over my webcam, like boom, there it is, and then I put my face over it. Now you got to understand that this here, like whichever one's on top is going to be seen above everything else. So if I took the game and I put it up above that, you won't see it. So you got to just be careful on that. So it's just, you know, it goes from bottom to top, you know what I mean? So just so you guys can see that. Another thing I'm going to highly recommend, again, I'm going to bring my stream back up, is when you mess with your microphone. Okay, so this is amazing, and I need to show you this to you guys. This is freaking fantastic. So I use noise gate, compressor, and suppression. Now, what these do is the noise gate, okay? So like my fan in the background, you don't hear it because I have the threshold set pretty low, right? And then the threshold is high, so if a really loud noise happens, you're not going to hear it. I'm also using noise suppression, so like if I get really loud, it'll automatically kind of dim it so it doesn't like blow your eardrums out. So I like that as well. And then so these are just the settings that I found online. Like I think they're really great, but I'm going to give you an idea what my voice sounds like if I turn these off, right? So if I shut these off, see? You're already getting my like, I won't say anything, just look. So you can probably hear my fan now, right? And I'm gonna sound way different, you know what I mean? I can get really, really loud. I can start peeking into this red, right? But if I go into my filters and I turn these puppies on, all of a sudden you don't hear my fan, because there's a fan right next to me. So that is, in itself, something amazing, because like I hated sitting in this room without a fan because I hated how it sounded, and I was like, man, it's really hot, because you know I got this bright light on me, you know what I mean? And it's just, it's nuts. I mean, like, here, I'm gonna move my camera. I mean, look at this thing, look at that thing. It's freaking ginormous light. I'm gonna unplug it just for a sec so you can kind of see it. See, it's a big like umbrella like thing. It's just a bright light. So you don't need that stuff, but you know, I kind of nerded out about all the bells and whistles, so just kind of worked it out like that. Like I even got like a freaking like beast of a blue Yeti sitting there. Like I bought a stand for it, but it just didn't work out. And people are complaining that you can like hear it when you like tap the desk, which you can a little bit, but that's okay. So yeah, I recommend that as well. That's definitely something nice there. Yeah, I really recommend the Yeti, man. And set up those settings I did, like it really works out amazing. I like them anyway. It works for me. So then at this point, like, throw your webcam in there if you want it. You don't even have to. You can do your shout outs. You can add a like an overlay. And if you want to make your own overlay in a really, really, really easy, cheap way to do that, I'm going to show you guys how to do that here. Hold on. Because you could download existing things, but yeah, the Yetis are awesome. I mean, the snowballs are pretty good too. Like I had a crappier condenser mic when I first started, but it was okay. So this program here, guys, I highly recommend it. It's completely free. It's called paint.net. Just Google it. Like you can do a lot of cool things with it. Yeah, you see how like my face turned really bright now? It's because my screens are displaying white. So that's why I got like this awesome thing in my forehead here. So I'm going to adjust those properties real quick. Hold on. Properties. Configure video. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys this. So that when I go to configure videos, I get this this thing here popping up. So the gain is how much light you're basically taking in. So I'm gonna lower that, but if you lower that, you notice the green screen gets kind of a little darker. So you just have to kind of find that balance. So I'm just gonna go with that for now. But that's kind of how you change that stuff. But anyway, so this program here, right? Find a cool image that you like on the internet. Like it doesn't matter what it is. Like let's just say you found this cool thing and you love it. You're like, oh my god, I love what that is, right? You just you can hit File, New, and then you know your width would be 1960. I'm just making it 1080p, you know, 1080, and I hit OK. So this is going to be my canvas head, right? So let's just say I take this. I'm going to hit the select key. I'm going to select this. I'm going to hit Control C to copy it. I'm going to go here. I'm going to paste it in here. I'm just going to kind of stretch it out so it covers it up, right? So now I could select it and I could just do something like this. Like if you guys like how I did my overlay, you know what I mean? You just kind of do something like this, and then you would delete this out. Now you got a top, you got a bottom, and if you see this squid, like the little weird design, that's because there's no background there. So then I would hit File, I would hit Save As, right? And then I'll just put this into just my streaming stuff. Let's just do teacher, what's the word I wanted to say? Overlay. Right. Now you can save it as a lot of different things, but PNG is the best because it'll actually allow you to not have a background. If you save it as like JPEG or something like that, it's not going to work well. If you save it as this paint.net, it's just going to save it as like, hey, you can edit it later. So we'll do that, right? So this is gonna like, it'll bleed all the layers together. You can do multiple layers if you want, but this is pretty simple for what I'm doing here. So you hit OK, then we're gonna close that program out. We'll go here, we're gonna add an image, right? We'll do teacher overlay, hit OK. We're gonna select the file that we just made, right? And I put that into my streaming. You guys get to see all my goodies here. Teacher overlay, open. So now you got that, right? You got a cool overlay. You're gonna want to move your overlay just above your game, right? And then your game. So you're gonna get part of your game cut off now, right? Like, so you see that copyright stuff. So this is what I do. Like, I literally just. Looks cool, right? So now you guys are getting to see how I do everything. And then you just put that there, you do your shout outs, whatever have you. If you don't like that, you can go into properties, you could change the font, you can select the color, and we can go like freaking, I don't know, let's do some cool green or something. Like whatever you guys like, you know what I mean? So again, that's not like the best overlay, but I'm just giving you guys a quick tutorial, like, you know, use your imagination there. And see, like you could be streaming right now, like boom, you're ready to rock and roll. So once you start streaming, you're gonna notice like here, like on my actual computer, like on my actual one that's streaming. Sorry for the psychedelicness. See, you can see that I'm using 16% of my CPU. I'm holding a 60 FPS. And then like this here too. Oh, the scene thing? Okay, I'll show you that. Hold on. Let me. I can't show you on my main one here, but like the scene one, right? Like if you change a different scene, it's just different program. So like right now, this dual stream, I have it copying my other, you know, where I'm streaming. You know what I mean? So I just have different scenes. You know what I mean? Like I can select different ones here. It's just not going to work very well. Like my Be Right Back videos. You know, like when I say I'll be right back, that's a scene and it's playing videos. So you just select the different scenes. You know what I mean? Like this is my live stream. It's not gonna work well because like I'm using the OBS, so it'll like be weird. Like I have a scene for my intro. I used to do like a countdown thing before I started streaming, you know, so like I had that with scrolling text, but I was like I kind of didn't really like it, so I don't use it as much, but I just haven't deleted it yet. So yeah, that's just kind of what the scenes are, and you just make different scenes for what you want. You just add here, you just type the name of the scene, and then you just add sources in there, and then you're rocking. So that's what scenes are for. And scenes will stay with you across all the different profiles you do, which I suggest making a profile for Twitch, if you're streaming on Twitch, for YouTube, you know what I mean, for all the different ones. It makes it a lot easier. Like for an example, right? So I did this, and this is profile as teacher, right? So if you look at my settings, for an example, hey Josh, how you doing, man? Good to see you. So like you got your video, list, like your output, like I'm at 10,000 for streaming, right? Obviously I'm not gonna do that there. And your stream services is YouTube, right? For an example. So if I change my profile to Twitch, for an example, and I go into settings, this is set for Twitch, you know what I mean? Like my my video is set to render because they recommend doing it at 720. You know, my bit rate's different. My stream profile is set to switch with all my saved information and stuff. So that's just why I recommend doing that. I know, and I'm not even going into like the hard stuff, man. I'm keeping it super basic. So Hey Melon, yeah, I hope to see some good quality streams coming out of you, man. Like, I'm not saying they're not good, but man, just mess with these settings. I just wanted to show you what they did and just what you kind of had to make sure to pay attention to on your CPU usage and stuff like that. Yeah, man, just let me know. I'll make Boss Baby watch it. So yeah, so that's just a basic tutorial. So stream some more survival. All right. I will, guys. But yeah, this is kind of a basic tutorial. I'll show you how to do stuff. You can do multiple windows and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of things you guys can do in here. Like, you can actually add, let me see. Like, you can add a browser source. So like, you know, if you go into like, oh, I should show you guys that. Here, hold on. Because I highly recommend using Streamlabs. Because they're amazing. I'll show you that real quick. Boop. I'll log in. It remembers all my passwords, so I'm not too worried about you guys seeing too many things. So, you just kind of log in like this, right? It's also how you can set up donations. It shows you a bunch of things. You get like the little, you know, GM fan. It says I had a donation. Like, I had more than this donation, but the reason this says it was just like 1 day ago is because like I was having issues with the tracker, so I had to like disable it and re-enable it. So it just kind of, even though it's not, the app thinks I'm starting from scratch, but I'm not. But like if you go into alert boxes, right? Because this is really cool. So you would show this URL and add as a browser source, which I'll show you how to do. But then like if you do like test donations, so that's how this kind of stuff pops up on your screen. And I really like it. You can actually change it, how it looks like to you. You can actually go into donations. You can select gifts. They have stuff built in. You can add your own. Like, I'll let you guys play with it and learn it. You can see how long it shows up. Like, you can do all that cool stuff. So this is a really cool thing to get going. So I recommend trying that, guys. No, we're gonna do a stream tonight. I think we're wrapping this up. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a quick tutorial. So it's up to you guys. Like, I'm down to do either one, but either way, once I stop the stream, it'll take me like probably like 5-10 minutes to set it up. Yeah, I was very happy. Thank you very much. You're an amazing guy. Anything I can do to help you, I want to, you know? So, well, that's actually a little off. So, I would just kind of like that. We need to, it's still good for what I was showing it to, but I like to be perfect. There you go. I appreciate you, man, definitely. So yeah, that's how you're gonna add that, right? You can add, so for that display box, right, you would actually add a browser source, and I'm just gonna do existing because I already set it up. Streamline notifications, and then you can make it big or not, so whenever a notification happens, it'll happen in this window. And then the properties, you just type in the URL there and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. So that's how you do all that stuff. So yeah, that's basically it. Do you guys have any other questions for me for right now? If you want, I could jump into like how to make a cool intro for your channel real quick too. That'll probably take like 5-10 minutes. It's not too bad. If you guys want to see that, if not, I can just end it and we can start playing some games. Actually, I think everybody wants to see that, because that is pretty cool in itself. Because who doesn't want to do that, right? They're going to pop up Panzoid, right? So guys, this website is really cool. They have a lot of templates that are available for anybody to use, right? But you got to tweak them, and sometimes that gets challenging. You're like, how do I do that, right? So, because it's like your name, I don't want it to say name, I want it to like say like what I want it to say, right? So let's just say we go to, I don't know, I like to do, actually it might look cool. So you'd open up a clip maker, right? So we're gonna test what it looks like. So you just hit this eyeball thing, And you can get play, and we're gonna watch the clip. Like, I've never seen this one before. So. All right, that's kind of loud. So let's just pretend you like that, like you love it, but you hate the music, but you like what it looks like, right? So you just kind of, you got the different settings here. We'll come back to this one, but like right here, you're just kind of looking at this. This is how everything is. So you're gonna look for the text. All right, so now it says NAME, right? So you know this is only like a 4-letter thing. So I'd technically look for more because I don't really figure out how to add to it. But let's just say we want to do you know, like G here, and then we'll do this one here, and then we'll change it to G, and then see now it's changed to a G, right? So now it says supposed to name, it says game, right? So let's, you know, for basic simplicity, you know, we changed it to game, right? But now I really hate what the music sounds like, but I want to change it. So you would go here to music, you can actually select this. And the cool thing is I downloaded all of these from YouTube. Like, these are all royalty-free sounds from YouTube, so you can use them. It's freaking fantastic. So I go through a bunch of them, right? Let's say I want to do this one, so I'll open it up, right? So I change it from name to game, and I change the sound, right? So now I'm going to play it and watch what happens. Kind of tweak it to your liking, like and then you just find good ones, right? Like how I made the boss lamp one here. I'll kind of show you how to do that one. Hold on, I'll leave the page. I have to find it actually. We will go back, because what I did is I was looking for one that actually like had a picture in it. So I don't know, like, for instance, this knuckle one, right? I don't know what it even is. So let's just say you like that, right? But you want to change, like, the knuckles to something. So you would just, like, kind of go in here. Let's see, this one, no, this one, I think. Dead meme. That's text, dread, shape is the box. I'm trying to find out. Okay, so the shape box, it's kind of selecting it all here. I don't know if you can see it. So I don't know if that's knuckles per se, but in appearance is image. So then you hit select, right? So now we'll just go to like thumbnails. You could pick your different thumbnails, right? And then now it's literally the same thing, but with a different image. And then I actually don't have the boss lamp on my computer, it's just on my phone, so I was doing this on my phone, so I'd have to transfer that later. But then like your text, right? So this is his dread, so we can do like GM. And then we'll go here, and we'll just change it to fan. Right? And press enter. And then... You know what I mean? You're kind of like... I don't know how to like create these from custom. I just kind of know how to tweak it, and then you can select a different music, right? So we'll go to streaming. I don't know. I didn't keep it open. Where do I have all my music? Probably under this one. No, streaming thumbnails. I forgot where the hell I had them. Yeah, intro videos, YouTube channel. There you go. Live mix. So we'll do some like dubstep or something, right? So now you'd watch it and be like this. Oh, hold on. I thought I selected a different audio. Open. There you go. So see something different. That's basically how you do it. You just go through it, find something that you like, and then you just kind of tweak it to your using. And then now it's gonna play the music for a second. And then when you want to save it, you go here, select 1080p, frames per second go 60, right? And then you hit download here, and then this is your rendering it. If you want to see what it looks like, you just do a fast render, but if you're going to actually use it, do extreme quality and then render it, and then you hit start rendering. It's going to take some time, like I'm not going to stream this whole thing, but it'll probably take like, I don't know, like 30 minutes or so, depending on your computer. Yeah, roughly 30 minutes. So, and then you just get all your different videos and stuff like that. So I'm just going to close it because I don't need to keep that. But yeah, so that's basically how you guys can do everything to get started, get good videos and all that good stuff. And then I didn't figure out how I can get like the phone apps I use to make like my thumbnails and stuff on my computer, so I'll look into that next time and give you another short tutorial how to make really good thumbnails. So that one's coming. And we'll go from there. Oh, are you actually using that one as your oh, that's oh man. Yeah, I found that on my phone. I'll look for it for you, man, and then I'll but you can find it yourself on your computer like I showed you, and just find a better one. But if you actually want me to hook it up, like I'll make you a better logo, man. I don't mind helping you out, GM fan, because I just did that for shits and giggles. Like I did it really quick, man. Like I'm holding the kid here, I'm like yeah, just trying to multitask, man, just because I thought it'd be funny. So, but I'll try to see if I can find that. I can make the same thing but a higher quality, or you know, something different, so we can do that for you. So all right, so with that said, I'm gonna end the stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and then I guess we'll let's just jump into some Amnesia. It's a little different. Let's try something different. You guys can watch me scream like a girl because I freaking hate scary games. It might be fun. So we'll try that out, and if it sucks, maybe we'll do a little Terraria before the night's up. So we'll go from there. Ooh, I know, right? I hate scary games. It's all kind of, you know, at least it's not that dark in here, but I got like this green screen behind me, so it's kind of creepy. All right, so yeah, just give me a few minutes to set that up, and I'll start that stream up here pretty quick, probably like under 10 minutes. So I'll see you guys real shortly. And if you have any questions, things that I didn't cover, anything you want me to go over more in detail, just shoot it up in the comments, and I could definitely revisit this video to help you guys out, make it a little more better. And good luck on your test streams, guys, and just always check it out. Pay attention to your volume levels. Keep your mic higher than everything else. Like for me, like I leave this at max, and then I drop this down, you know, roughly under the like close to the 20, the -20, just because you want your audience to hear you and talk. Like read your messages, talk, guys, because seriously, if you're streaming, nobody wants to see this. Like we're all accustomed to it when we're focusing, but at the end of the day, just try to, like, whatever you're thinking, try to say it out loud. That'll help you out a lot. Just engage you guys. Again, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I know I mess up too, but if you keep that in mind, just keep practicing, you'll get slowly better and better. So ooh, GM fan, you need to stream some scary games, man. That'll freak you out. But all right, guys, I'll see you guys real soon. I just got to set that up, so it's just I got to just change a bunch of settings and stuff. So I'll be back shortly. All right, thank you guys so much, and if you like what you saw, please hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you.